and welcome back to another video. My name is Chloe and today I am talking about our upcoming Disney World plans for our baby moon. We are so excited. I'm going to be about 27 weeks pregnant on this trip and thankfully I felt pretty good so far, so we're so excited to go. There's a couple changes to this trip just because it is our baby moon and we're trying to keep it more relaxing and also not as go as trips have been in the past. So most of our days will start with like just hanging out at the resort or hop on the Skyliner to go get lunch. And then we're only doing parks at night. I'll get into all that with all of our plans, so let's just jump right in and get started. So we are flying out Friday, which I think this is gonna go up Thursday, so it should be tomorrow morning. We are flying out Friday morning, bright and early. I believe our flight leaves at like 7:30 a.m. with JetBlue. Really enjoy flying with JetBlue because they do have the free Wi-Fi on the plane, which makes the flight go by so much faster because I can still watch TikTok, I can watch all the YouTube videos that I want. So really like flying with JetBlue. Plus we get to pick our seats ahead of time, which is also really great. We do have the credit card, so we get free luggage with our credit card, so definitely helps out with that. I think we land around like 9:30, 10 in the morning, so by the time we get our luggage and call for an Uber or a Lyft, we will be probably heading to our resort around 11 a.m. For this trip, we are staying at Caribbean Beach, which I'm so excited about. We did want to stay at Port Orleans Riverside, and we could have stayed there, but with the Skyliner, it just makes it so much easier to be at Caribbean Beach. Dan loves the Skyliner, like it's his favorite mode of transportation in Disney. In fact, on our February trip, he wanted to take the Skyliner so bad that we took a bus from Grand Floridian to Hollywood Studios and took the Skyliner to the Riviera for dinner, which was fun because we had time to do that. But being at Caribbean Beach, we could take the Skyliner as much as we want. And so it definitely helps with us because we are not renting a car this trip. It just makes getting around Disney a little bit easier, but we will be staying at Caribbean Beach and I believe we're booked in a king bedroom. So I am going to try when we check in to see if it's possible to have one of the newly renovated Little Mermaid rooms. Probably not, but it's worth asking and all they can do is say no. Obviously we would pay the difference if it was more, but I believe a king bed is more than the 5th sleeper, so we'll see how that turns out. But I would really like to stay in those rooms because they look so cute. And I'm just excited to be staying at Caribbean Beach. So for the first day, we're not heading to a park, which is different for us on the last few trips. Basically, when we've gotten to Disney, we've gotten to the resort, stashed our luggage with Bell Services and headed right to a park. This time we are not doing that. The plan is to hopefully go and sit by the pool, get some sun, go in the water, and just enjoy the amenities of Caribbean Beach. Like I said, this is gonna be a more relaxing trip. And I think that'll be a nice change of pace to start off with more of a relaxing day rather than trying to change and get to the park and make sure we have everything that we need, because usually I end up forgetting something in like my carry-on. Like last time I forgot my sunglasses. So I think this will just be a nice way to kind of ease into our Disney trip. Plus getting up so early on Friday morning, I think it'll be nice that we're not trying to do anything that first day other than like sit by a pool and Dan can grab some beers and just have like a nice relaxing afternoon. Hopefully there's not too many storms rolling in, but we'll just play that by ear. For lunch, we'll probably just grab food from the Centertown Market. I would like to get the refillable mugs this trip just because I think we will be spending more time at the resort and actually get the benefit of having the refillable mug. Plus we haven't bought one in a really long time, so I feel like it'd just be nice to get one again. That is the plan for our lunch for the first day. And then for dinner that night, we are heading over to Grand Floridian for dinner at Narcoossee's, which we're so excited about. Dan was so upset when we went in February that Narcoossee's wasn't open. He couldn't believe I didn't get a reservation, but it wasn't open at the time, so we literally could not eat there because we definitely would have. But so excited to eat at Narcoossee's again. We are definitely going to do some twin poached butter lobster tails and probably a steak and just really enjoy that dinner. I think our reservation's for around 7 p.m. so it's possible we won't be there for Happily Ever After, but I saw it many times in April with my mom and my sister, and Dan's not a huge firework person, and I'm guessing we're probably gonna be pretty tired that first night just because we will get up so early for our flight to Florida that if we don't see Happily Ever After, it's not that big of a deal. But I think it'll just be a nice first dinner for our baby moon in Disney. The next day, again, is gonna be a pretty chill morning and afternoon. My cousin and her husband actually live in Tampa, so they're driving up to go to Epcot that day. They just recently made the plans. We're actually heading to Magic Kingdom that night, but we're gonna meet up for lunch. Not really sure where we're gonna go for lunch yet, but we're definitely gonna have lunch with them. It'll be nice to see them because they do live in Florida, so we don't see them quite as often as we would like to, but we're gonna have lunch with them. Hopefully that all works out. And like I said, just enjoy the resort, maybe go to the pool. I am planning on getting Genie Plus for Magic Kingdom that evening. I'm hoping that by not going to the park until super late that I'm really able to like stack a lot of lightning lanes for us to do that evening for if we want to do them, which should work out because as long as you book a time, you can keep modifying it to get the later time. So I think that's probably going to work out. I probably won't get up though at 7 to do it. I think I'm just going to wait until like when I naturally wake up around 9 to get the Genie Pluses. That way I'm not waking up at 7 and potentially waking Dan up every day to get the lightning lanes, because it's not as big of a deal if we don't get like the exact ride that we're looking for. So we'll just see how that all plays out. But our goals for Magic Kingdom will be like People Mover, which you don't even need a lightning lane floor, and probably Pirates and Haunted Mansion, maybe Buzz, The Small World, Peter Pan, like all of those safe to ride when pregnant rides. So we'll probably hit up those rides, and then we are doing dinner at Skipper Canteen, which we haven't eaten at Skipper Canteen in a really long time. I think the last time we ate there was probably, I think in 2019 before one of the Halloween parties. We had a really good meal there in June of 2019, and then the Halloween party night, it wasn't as good, but we're gonna give it another go and hopefully really enjoy the food this time. We've kind of done all of the other restaurants more recently, so it's time to get back to Skipper Canteen and give it another shot. I'm just looking forward to having a super fun night in the Magic Kingdom, and I'm hoping that we have time to film a little name reveal for our baby girl, so hopefully we have time to do that. I have a vision in mind, so hopefully it comes to fruition. Hopefully. We'll see how that goes. But either way, we're probably going to be announcing her name at some point on this trip, so make sure you're following us on Instagram, TikTok, so you don't miss out on any announcements. And then the next day, we again are starting out with just a chill afternoon, morning at the Caribbean beach, possibly heading on the Skyliner over to Yacht Club for a lunch at Allen Compass. We really enjoy Allen Compass, and since it's just over on the Skyliner, we figure it might be like an easy place to get to, still pretty chill, and just enjoy a lunch there. Then we'll pop back to Caribbean Beach before we change and head over to Hollywood Studios for an evening there. Again, I'm probably gonna do Genie Plus, so we don't have to wait for like Mickey and Minnie's, Toy Story Mania, like all of those rides. So it should be a super fun night in Hollywood Studios. And of course, we'll probably stop by Baseline Tap House because that is definitely one of our favorite places to get like a little snack and a little drink. Obviously not alcoholic for myself. And then for dinner, we're gonna do a late dinner at the Roundup Rodeo Barbecue, which is the new Toy Story restaurant in Toy Story Land. Basically, you're Toy and Andy's imagination and you are eating barbecue in his backyard. So we're really excited to try that out. Dan loves barbecue and I enjoy it too, so I think we'll like really enjoy that dinner. Excited to see like what kind of antics they do, because I've definitely seen like TikToks and stuff of like fun things that they do in the restaurant. So definitely looking forward to vlogging that whole experience because it looks like a fun dinner. Plus we've never done it before. And I figured doing the late dinner, so our dinner reservation I think is for 8:55 and I'm pretty sure the park closes at 9. So I figured if we got to the park a little bit later, have like a light snacky dinner at Baseline, enjoy some rides, then have dinner at Roundup Rodeo Barbecue. That way we kind of don't waste our limited time in the park eating. So it will just be eating at night when everything's kind of shutting down anyway. And hopefully the Skyliner will still be running by the time we're done eating, but either way we'll call an Uber. If it's not, it should be still. And then the next day is a true rest day. So we are not doing any sort of park the whole day. We're basically just gonna stay at Caribbean Beach the whole morning till night, but we're just gonna stay right at the Caribbean Beach that whole day, probably have lunch right at Centertown, maybe Banana Cabana if we wanna shake it up a little bit, but definitely just enjoying Caribbean Beach that whole day. Hopefully it's good weather, because sometimes our rest days fall on days that are like not great pool days, but hopefully it all kind of works out. And then for dinner that night, we are going to be heading to Sebastian's Bistro, which is another new to us restaurant. I really wanted to try this for the last few years, but it was closed during COVID, and like, it's just always kind of hard to get over to Caribbean Beach if you're not staying there. So with us staying at Caribbean Beach, I just thought it was the perfect time to finally try it out. And with the new Little Mermaid coming out this year, it felt just like the perfect time to finally try out Sebastian's Bistro. And like I said, that whole day, we're staying at Caribbean Beach, we're not going anywhere else, so it should be like a nice, relaxing, middle of the trip day. And then our last full day is, again, slow start to the morning. We'll probably head over to Bar Riva for lunch, possibly. I really enjoy Bar Riva. I love the little arancini there, so I think it'll be a nice like spot to have lunch the last day, which actually, if we do that the last day, kind of becomes a tradition for us because we did that in December. We popped over to Bar Riva on our last full day and then went to Epcot that night, which we'll be going to Epcot this night. So we should probably do that the last day because now it's a tradition. So we'll be going to Epcot that night. Not a whole lot planned for Epcot. Of course, we'll want to do Spaceship Earth and Living with the Land, maybe Ratatouille and Frozen, depending on what lightning lanes I can get. It's still Flower and Garden, so we may hit up some of the Flower and Garden booths. I didn't really get to look at a lot of the topiaries when I was there in April. Just kind of like the timing of how things worked out. We spent more of our like afternoon in the front of the park than the back of the park. So hopefully we can check out some of the topiaries that we missed. Oh, plus I bought the Spike the Bee scavenger hunt, so we might do that too. I already got the prize, so if we don't complete it, it's not that big of a deal. I just figured it might be something fun for us to do outside of the normal things that you could do in Epcot. And for dinner, we're actually gonna have dinner at Le Cellier. That dinner is actually pretty much like as soon as we get to Epcot, that's where we're gonna go first. That way we aren't trekking to the front of the park or around the World Showcase to get to our dinner. It's basically right when we come in from the International Gateway, and we can just go have dinner and then enjoy the rest of our evening in Epcot. So it should be a super fun last day in Walt Disney World as childless millennials. So I'm so excited for this baby moon. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm trying not to think about the fact that I don't know when I'll be back to Disney. I know I'll be back. I just don't know when. So I'm trying not to think about that. I'm just gonna enjoy this baby moon, and I'm so excited. I am planning on doing a video when we get back from this trip because technically we've been to Disney, or I've been to Disney 3 times pregnant. So I thought I would put a little video together for you guys kind of saying what you can do in Disney when you're pregnant, because I have talked to quite a few people that are like, you're going to Disney, but what can you even do? There's still so much you can do. It's still a really great time. Yeah, you're not gonna go on like super thrilling rides, but Disney is more than just rides. There's so many things to do, so many snacks, so many good, tasty, non-alcoholic mocktails, and just so much fun to be had. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe here, follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, and I hope you guys just enjoy all of the updates and videos from this trip, and thank you for following along on our journey thus far. This will be my 50th trip ever to Disney, which I feel like is a good round number to end on before having a baby. So 50 trips without a baby, but we're so excited to eventually bring her in the future. And I hope you guys will stick around for the ride. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.